Hi guys, and welcome to episode 3 of Girl with Camera, the series for those of you who are into photo tutorials but maybe not so into naked female models running around in the background and don't really want to get bogged down in technical detail. In this month's episode, I've taken on a challenge to take a picture of the night sky. Now this is something I've always wanted to do. It's on my bucket list of photographs. Like, a great picture of the Milky Way is the one, but let's see if I've managed to do it. Jack and I went to the Isle of Skye recently.
Scotland 2016!
Which is a little island in the middle of nowhere in Scotland. It is pitch black at night. There's basically no light pollution. It's really the ideal place to try and take a night sky picture. So I went out with my Sony a7R II and my 35mm lens, which is f2.8. Ideally, you would want a wider angle lens, something in the kind of around the 16mm mark, but I didn't have one, and so I just had to try and make whatever I had work. Let me just take you through how I did what I did so that you can try and take a night sky picture too. Okay guys, we're in the middle of a bog or some kind of swamp-like thing. We can't see anything, firstly because it's really dark, and secondly because to film this we've had to shine a really bright light in my face, so I actually can't see where the camera is at all or where Jack's pointing it. So we're trying to take a picture of the Milky Way, which you can see like beautifully with the naked eye here in Scotland on the Isle of Skye, and I'm just trying to get a picture because I've never managed to take a picture of the Milky Way. I'm not an experienced human in this area, and so I figured that the best thing to do is put my camera on a tripod. Don't know if you can see, but my camera's planted in this boggy, swampy thing on a little gorilla pod, which is not the most ideal tripod, but we're coming with hand luggage only. I am controlling it off of my phone, so this is through the Sony Play Memories app. And literally I'm doing all my settings on my camera and then just pressing the button off my phone so that there's no camera shake. At the moment, my biggest issue seems to be focusing on the actual stars. It's not looking great at the moment, but hopefully we'll get a usable shot by the end of this. If your exposure is too long, then you're gonna get star trails. It's a cool little effect if you want it, but right now I just want a static Milky Way shot, so no movement whatsoever. So 30 seconds was too long with my camera. I haven't done the calculation of like how long the exposure is supposed to be. Apparently there's some formula which I might link below. There is actually a rule. It's called the 500 rule, and in order not to get light trails with your stars, you have to divide 500 by the focal length of your lens if you have a full frame camera, which gives you the maximum shutter speed that you can use in order not to get light trails. But we have really poor internet out here, and there was just no way of me finding out what that formula was. So I'm gonna try and focus it and do it on 20 seconds and see how that goes. Still a bit off with the focus. What do you think, Jack? It's almost like you can see a different set of stars. It's so weird. I think I'm gonna have to do it with a foreground as well so that you can get some context, but I was just trying to focus it first to see like if I can get the shot at all. So should we try it with a bit of foreground for a bit of context, and maybe hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get something out of that. I'm pretty happy with that. That's quite cool. I mean, it could be better. I could have chosen a better foreground, but this is like literally outside of our Airbnb. Let's get a better one tomorrow. I think we need to go warm up. Alright, so it is the second night that I am trying to take pictures of the Milky Way. Hopefully we're gonna drive somewhere be able to take a good shot of the Milky Way with some foreground to give it a little bit of context. But also it's really cold, so we're hoping not to have to go far from the car to do it. We've driven back to one of the places where we did our walk today, which is the Old Man store. There's a beautiful lake here and there's a little house, so I'm going to try and get a starry photo with the house. And I'm also going to try and get the Milky Way with the lake. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's the plan, so hopefully I can get a nice clear shot. It's also less freezing here, do you agree? I'm going to try photo number 1. I've done my settings, hopefully. And I'm just controlling it off my remote control app. So if we can switch the lights on, hopefully.
I think you mean off.
Off.
There's something happening.
It has to be 14 seconds. And then now it's going to take an age to process. I don't know if I framed it even with a house properly in it, but anyway. Whoa. It's cool. It's not entirely in focus. I think you have to either focus on the house or on the stars. Can't really get the best of both worlds on that one. I think it could be more in focus. I still wasn't super happy with my foreground, so I decided to ask Jack for a little favor. I wonder if Jack could stand for 14 seconds without moving, so I could get him in the foreground and the Milky Way behind him.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Okay.
Alright, let's do this. Standing still for 14 seconds is not easy, especially for a fiddly guy like Jack. I didn't have high hopes for this, but look at the result. Pretty cool, isn't it?
You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that actually. We tried to do a photo where you could actually see a bit of Jack as well, but like you'd have to have a really short flash for it not to look too artificially lit. So I opted for not lighting him up at all and just making it a silhouette, which I think looks quite cool. It just looks like Jack staring out at the Milky Way, which is pretty awesome. Alright, I think that's it for today. Pretty happy with some of the shots. They're not perfect, but got a bit of a Milky Way in, so yeah, pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with them, but I think there's definitely room for improvement, so I'm gonna keep on trying. But if you have tried this challenge, then I'd really like to see the results, so leave a comment in the description box or send them to us at We Film Things on pretty much anything. Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a little thumbs up. And if you support girls with cameras, then subscribe to this channel and come back for the next video next month. Bye guys, and see you in the next one. A little bit about me to begin with. I'm not a professional photographer, disclaimer, but I have earned money through photography, kind of funded myself through uni doing that, and I photograph people like Robert Downey Jr., David Hasselhoff, Russell Brand,